not only was there this trial, the father's
Coming at you, Mark.
which got you very active politically over the course of the last 8 years, but also the Trump Organization was just 3 months ago. They were punished with a $355 million fine stemming from the repeated financial fraud that the New York Attorney General's office was found the judge decided on. This is a moment. Not, of course, we're going to go through this appeal process, but when you look at where we are right now, this Trump Tower.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, just give it a second.
Live
Give it a second. Rumble is struggling right now.
So much is played is not only on these trials, but also on November. And for them,
Give it one.
Melania Trump is in an
And let's do it. 1 second. Let me see if it'll click in. Freaking Rumble, man. All right, Mark, give it to him.
Hello, everyone. We are live at Trump Tower in the post-conviction press conference expected any minute here by President Trump. At the moment, everyone appears to be looking towards the escalator, and there is somebody standing up there securing it. So he may come down the infamous escalator steps as he approaches the podium, or maybe pop out from the elevator and surprise us. So to be determined, and we'll bring it to you. I'm Mark Naughton. You can find me on Twitter mostly at MarkNaughton9, and that is where we will be streaming this. Of course, also on Rumble with Kyle Seraphin and Steve Friend, who's helping us out today.
Let them know you're just going to be signing off, or you're going to be quiet for a little bit while we wait.
So if you're watching this, guys, essentially we are waiting any minute, so don't expect any live commentary at the moment. We are just going to capture the moment and bring it to you as soon as the president comes out and takes the podium.
Beautiful. Well,
She has been a fierce, loyal defender of his, not only during his impeachment proceedings, but also over the course of not only in the actual Herald decision, but also throughout this trial. She is looking for somebody who is loyal. He has openly said that, Mike Pence was disloyal.
Let me stop.
all right, looks like here we go.
Bad people. There's, in many cases, I believe, sick people. When we look at our country, what's happening, where millions and millions of people are flowing in from all parts of the world, not just South America, from Africa, from Asia, from the Middle East. And they're coming in from jails, from prisons, and they're coming in from mental institutions, insane asylums. They're coming in from all over the world into our country. President and a group of fascists that don't want to do anything about it. If they could right now, today, they could stop them. It's not destroying our country. This is very bad shape. They're very much against the same. They want to raise the taxes like 4 times. They want to stop you from having cars.
Mark, can you angle your microphone?
Mandates to make it impossible for you to get a car, afford a car. Make it very possible for China to build all of our cars. It's a very serious problem that we have. We just went through one of many experiences where we had a conflicted judge, highly conflicted. There's never been a more conflicted. I'm under a gag order, which nobody's ever been under. No presidential candidate has ever been under a gag order. I'm under a gag order, nasty gag order, where I've had to pay thousands of dollars in penalties and fines. I was threatened with jail. Think of it, I'm the leading candidate. I'm leading Biden by a lot, and I'm leading the Republicans to the point where that's over. So I'm the leading person, the president, and I'm under a gag order by a man that can't put two sentences together, given by a court, and they are in total conjunction with the White House and the DOJ. Just so you know, this is all done by Biden and his people. Maybe his people more important. I don't know if Biden knows too much about it. I don't know much about anything. But nevertheless, the president is use his name. And this is done by Washington. And nobody's ever seen anything like it. We have a judge who's highly conflicted. You know what the confliction is. Nobody wants to write about it.
So, Mark, the sound is crap. It sounds terrible because we can't hear anything he's saying.
So we'll play that game a little bit longer. We won't talk about it, but you're allowed to talk about it. How will you do? Because there's never been anybody so conflicted as this. As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair. We weren't allowed to use our election expert under any circumstances. We saw what happened to some of the witnesses that were on our side. They were literally crucified by this man. He looks like an angel, but he's really a devil. He was so nice and soft. That was seems like such a nice man. No, let's just up in action.
Can you show that anywhere?
Why do you want to send it?
Is the table too much to ask?
We wanted to do things. We would let us do those things. But when the government wanted something, they got everything. They got everything they wanted. It's a rigged trial. We wanted a venue change where we could have a fair trial. We didn't get it. We wanted a judge change. We wanted a judge that wasn't conflicted. And obviously he didn't do that. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. We had a DA who was a failed DA. Crime was rampant in New York, violent crime. That's what he's really supposed to be looking at. Crime is rampant in New York. Yesterday, McDonald's had a man hitting him up with machetes. Machete. So you can imagine a machete being wielded in a store, in a place where they're eating and he's going rampant. And Greg is down watching the trial on what they call crimes. They're falsifying business records. That sounds so bad. To me, it sounds very bad. You know, it's only listen to me, but to me, it sounds so bad. When they say falsifying business, that's a bad thing for me. I've never had that before. I'm falsifying. You know what falsifying business records is? In the first degree. They say falsifying business records. Sounds so good, right? It means that legal expense. I paid a lawyer. Totally legal. I paid a lawyer a legal expense. And a bookkeeper, without any knowledge from me, correctly marking down the books. Very professional woman. Highly respected. She testified. Marking down the books is a legal expense. So the legal expense, pay the lawyer, is a legal expense. It's not sheetrock, construction, or any other thing. It's a legal expense. Think of that. This is what the falsification of the business records. And I said, what else are you going to call it? What else are you going to call it? Now, I would have testified. I wanted to testify. But the theory is you never testify. Because as soon as you testify, anybody who would George Washington don't testify. Because they'll get you on something that you said slightly wrong and then they sue you for perjury. But I didn't care about that. I wanted to. But the judge allowed them to go into everything that I was ever involved in, not this case, everything that I was ever involved in, which is a first. In other words, you could go into every single thing that I ever did. Was he a bad boy here? Was he a bad boy there? And I always said, what do you need to go through? What do you want to do is testify simply on this case. Because I would have loved to have testified. To this day, I would have liked to testify. But you would have said something out of whack, like it was a beautiful sunny day, it was actually raining out. And I very much appreciate the big crowd of people outside. It's incredible what's happening. The level of support is really incredible. So the whole thing is legal expense was marked out as legal expense. This is the crime that I committed, that I'm supposed to go to jail for 187 years. When you have violent crime all over the city at levels that nobody's ever seen before. When you have businesses leaving, and businesses are leaving because of this consent, and businesses saying, man, we don't want to get involved with that. I could go through the books of any business person in the city, and I can find things that in theory, let's indict him, let's destroy his life. But I'm out there, and I don't mind being out there because I'm doing something for this country, and I'm doing something for our Constitution. It's very important. Far beyond me. And this can't be allowed to happen to other presidents. It should never be allowed to happen in the future. But this is far beyond me. This is bigger than Trump. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than my presidency. And people understand it because I just see a poll just came out in the LA Mail. That was the first one that came out. It was done last night right after the vote. Where I'm up 6 points. 6 points from what we already won. We're leading. We're fairly substantial. We're up 6 points in the Daily Mail. Now, maybe other polls come out and say something different. But a lot of people are predicting because the public understands and they understand what's going on. This is a scam. This is a rigged trial. We shouldn't have been in that venue. We shouldn't have had that judge. He should have allowed us to have an election expert. We had the best expert, most respected expert, head of the Federal Elections Commission. He was all set to testify. He was waiting for 2 days. And when it was his turn, brass people protested. And the judge knocked him out and said, you can't testify. He actually said, you can't testify for anything having to do with God. You can say what the federal elections is. Well, that doesn't help. Everybody knows that. But you can't testify. So essentially, he wasn't able to testify. Other people were able to testify. But with these people, they were able to use people salacious. By the way, and nothing ever happened. No anything. Nothing ever happened that they know. But they were salacious as everything. And it had nothing to do with the case. But it had to do with politics. And you notice the timing was perfect. This case was dead. It was dropped by every agency, every governmental board. It was dropped by the highly respected Southern District. They said, no, there's no case here. It was dropped by federal election, and that's what it was about federal election, not a state election. They're not even allowed to look at it. They took the state and the city and they went into a federal election. They're not allowed. People from federal elections, Southern District, and Washington dropped the case. Everybody dropped the case. There wasn't a Sinai dropped the case. And when Ray came in, he said, this is the most ridiculous case I've ever seen. And who would have a certain person, he gave gang order, who would have a certain person like this ever testify? He said, this is essentially one of the worst people I've ever seen testify. The craziest case I've ever seen. This is Ray. Then when I announced I was running for president, a long time later, they decided to revive this case. And the guy judge, Marcia, who was responsible for another case, so it was also fraud. Destroyed the life of a very good man, by the way. Destroyed the life of a very good man. Well, went to prison once. And then he just went to prison because he said he lied. He didn't lie. I looked at the sentence he made. In fact, he didn't remember something and they put him in jail. again, they destroyed him. With me for many years. He's an honorable person. He's an honest man. And you look at what he did supposedly. That happened. There's never been anything like this. Over the education of his grandchildren. Over, he didn't report that he had a car. 2 cars. One is in here. I don't know. I wonder how many people here have cars. I wonder how many people said, oh, yeah, I have a car. That's worth X car. How do you configure it? And I guess you do have to report it. I would say probably almost nobody does. Nobody even thinks about it. They put this man, they destroyed this man. But they put him in jail again because they didn't want him to testify. They didn't want him to testify. That's why he went to jail. Put him in jail twice. 77 years old. And normally I'd say that's a little guy. But I don't feel 77. Nobody ever says that about me. I like him to say it. You have to have a little sorrow for this man. They just don't say that about me, but maybe I'm better off that way. I think I'm probably better off that way. But they put him in jail twice. You have to see what they put him in jail. And he was threatened by the judge. This man was told you're going to get 15 years in jail if you don't give up Trump. And he was told that. You're going to get 15 years in jail. And he made a plea deal because he didn't want to spend the rest of his life. And he was told that viciously. We're living in a fascist state. He was told that viciously. And you can go to jail for 4 months, 5 months, or you can get 15 years in jail. So do a plea. Almost everyone does that plea. Everyone does that. It's a horrible thing. The whole group of lawyers is like that. It's so unfair. So unfair. But they destroyed his life. So many other things. You look at Southern District didn't want to bring the case. Nobody wanted to bring the case. And then because they didn't want to bring the case, most of all, Ray didn't want to bring it. Then he brought it. And they tried to make it a different thing. They didn't say legal expense equal legal expense. Again, I wrote down and paid a lawyer. And by the way, this was a highly qualified lawyer. Now, I'm not allowed to use his name because of the gay lawyer. Because, you know, he's a space bag. Everybody knows it. It would be a while to find out. But he was effective. But he wasn't a fix. He was a lawyer. You know, they like to use the word fix. He wasn't a fix. He was a lawyer. At the time, he was a fully accredited lawyer. Now, he got into trouble not because of me, he got into trouble because he made outside deals and he had something to do with taxi cabs and the dad, and he borrowed money. And that's why he went. And then he pled to three election violations. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I wonder why he did that. He pled, he took the deal. And I took the deal because he wanted to get off. In other words, I'll take the plea deal and I want to get off. And he wanted to make a deal with the Southern District. And they wrote the worst report I think I've ever seen on any human being other than the report that was written on James Comey by the Inspector General. Very great Inspector General, actually. Wrote a report that was so bad. This one was possibly worse. The Southern District, the judge didn't let it use it. He said, it's hearsay. I said, it's not hearsay. We're not hearsay. This is about the man. But he got in trouble for a very simple reason. Because he was involved in borrowing a lot of money and he did something with the banks. I don't know. He put up the banks, but something happened. You guys know what I mean. And then in addition to that, he gave up the 3 minutes where he wasn't guilty. In fact, we wouldn't testify to that. The head of the FEC would be Branson, the election act. Number 1 rated defection. He was going to testify. He took a plea of 3 things. He just added that in because that gave him more bargaining power with respect to me. But the 3 things that he led on, having to do with the election, and having to do essentially a little bit with me, they weren't crimes. They weren't crimes. Nor is anyone under an NDA. So we have an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. It's a big deal in non-disclosure agreement. Totally honorable, totally good, totally accepted, everybody has it. The company has non-disclosure agreements. But the press called it slush fund and all sorts of other things. Hush money, hush money. It's not hush money, it's called a non-disclosure agreement. And most of the people in this room have a non-disclosure agreement with their company. It's a disgrace. So it's not hush money, it's a non-disclosure agreement, totally legal, totally common. Everyone has it. And what happened is each side in a non-disclosure agreement with Ms. Burks, I guess, other people. It's totally honest. You're allowed to make the payment, you don't have to make it, and you can make it any way you want. It's a non-disclosure agreement. And he signed it. And there was nothing wrong with signing. And it should have been a non-case. And everybody said it was a non-case, including Greg said, I'm telling Greg for office. And then they saw the polls. I was leading the Republicans, I was leading the Democrats, I was leading everybody. And all of a sudden, they voted for that. It's a very sad thing that's happening in our country. And it's a thing that I'm honored in a way. It's not that it's pleasant. It's very bad for family. Very bad for friends and businesses. But I'm honored to be involved in it because somebody has to do it. I might as well keep going if he's the one. But I'm very honored to be involved because we're fighting for our Constitution. The money that was paid legally. There was nothing illegal. In fact, the lawyer created it because at that time he was a fully accredited lawyer. It wasn't a fixer. I never thought it was a fixer. The media called it a fixer, or the prosecutors called it. He was a lawyer. And it was fairly good. Later on, I didn't like what he did. I didn't like it, for instance. I didn't like that when I became president, he went around and made deals with companies. When I heard that, he was gone. He was gone. And he had payments coming to him. And a lot of this involved things that are very simple. There was nothing wrong. This was standard stuff. All standard stuff. Everything involved was standard. There was no grinding. In fact, I just watched a couple of reports. You watched Jonathan Seraphin, Greg Jarrett. We looked at all of these people. Mark Levin, all very talented people, great people. Many more. Many more. And they don't know me essentially. They don't know me as legal scholars and experts. But I looked at them and I watched earlier this morning saying, there's no crime. Everybody says there's no crime here. Except for this DA that's got the city out of control with crime. It's happening. It's absolutely happening. So we have an NDA concern. We have legal expenses. And here's the thing, with legal expenses, you have 100, when they say, they do charge. I just reported this out. Falsification of business records in the first degree. It sounds so bad. I said, wow. And even my own lawyers are very upset with them because they don't say what it is. They say, falsification of legal records is only a felony. Well, that's a lot. It's only they say misdemeanor. But they try and bring it up to a felony and there's two crimes that have all these different things. The other thing is they miss the statute of limitations by a lot. Because this was very old. They could have put it 7 years ago instead of bringing it right in the middle of the election. So they missed the statute of limitations. They did everything. Now let me give you the good news. The good news is, last night, we just got a report this morning. In the history of politics, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, somebody will find out I'm wrong, maybe, but I don't think so. They raised with small money donors, meaning like $21, $42, $53, $38, a record $39 million in about a 10-hour period. legitimately, not because they were stupid and did things that they shouldn't be doing. They should have brought this case. They were saying it this morning. This is a case that should not have been brought. Watch Danny McCarthy say this is a case that should not have been brought. And that was this morning. But also, every legal scholar said, every legal, these are great people who understand the law. The other thing, a poll just came out. The first poll, I don't know, maybe others will be mad, but a poll just came out a little while ago. The Daily Mail. Does anybody read the Daily Mail? Very good. They have a good poll. Who's like today? And the Daily Mail just came out with a poll, and it has Trump up 6 points in the last 12 hours. 6.6%. Smart and so we're going to be appealing this scam. We're going to be appealing it on many different things. He wouldn't allow us to have witnesses. He wouldn't allow us to talk. He wouldn't allow us to do anything. The judge is a tyrant, and we've got to see that with Bob Costello. A fine man. I've never seen anything like it. And neither has anybody that ever been in the courthouse where he demanded that the courthouse be clear. Now, the good news is most of the people in the courthouse for the media. Anybody that was in the media, if you're fair, you'll say, wow, that was angry. That was crazy. He was crazy. And the reason that Bob Costello acted a little bit upset, which I think is the right to, was that any question was being asked, was being objected to by the other side and sustained by the judge. Sustained. I think he did it many times. I don't know what the number was, many times. Even I was saying this, and these were basic questions. And I never saw anybody treated that way by a judge. And I've been treated very good by 2 other judges also, because it's all the same thing. And it all comes out of the White House. Crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. He's the worst president in the history of our country, the most incompetent, the dumbest president we've ever had, the dumbest president, the most incompetent president, and he's the most dishonest president we've ever had. And so many of things, he's a Manchurian candidate. You take a look at the way he treats China, Russia, so many others. You know, I entered the Russian pipeline, it was dead. He comes in and he approves it.
We did it. It's good.
And he gets $3.5 million. $3.5 million is paid to the family, his family. From the man.
I'm well.
Moscow. And I said, where did that come from? Nobody wants to talk about it.
You're figuring it all out as you go?
But he's a very big danger to our country. And the only way they think they can win this election is by doing exactly what they're doing right now, winning the divorce because they can't win it in the ballot box. So we're going to show them that, well, we're going to find it. It's actually, I don't know, it's something where I'm wired in such a way that a lot of people have gone away a long time ago.
Yeah, you just got to get plugged in. It's not that big. Slack is weak. They spend money on it.
Then you have Richard Nelson too. And then they formed the committee. They formed the committee of thugs, the J6 committee of thugs. And they took their records and they destroyed all of the records after the committee was abandoned. Because those records were great for us. Can you imagine if Republicans did that? Everybody would have been in jail by now. The unselect, I call it the unselect, the unselect committee of thugs.
Board. I got a couple of
They meet,
I
it's 100% Democrat and 2 past Republicans that are no longer Republicans that are no longer in business anymore. It was all Democrats and 2 wayward
fully
Republicans.
committed.
This team and Brian, he tries every time he goes to the most emotional thing.
I've bought all this stuff as I've started launching my independent podcast.
That was
Catholic Vote came in. I've just been adding to it.
So they had all this stuff and they're leaking. And then when it came time to look at the records, what the police said,
Yeah.
Capitol Guard said,
All right. So
I
yeah, I
supply
did all this stuff to
that I recommended.
yeah, to just build out, right? I kind of here
Many
and
sold for National Guard if you want.
enterprises. I have all the guns,
10,000.
all the
You get 500
my
for
old
that.
job. So this is as much as I can get done.
So they have testimony to all of that I did not attack a Secret Service agent in the front. You know, these are small people. And I supposedly went to the driver and I grabbed him around and he rebuffed me, and then I went to the other guy who I think is a black belt in karate. He's slightly younger than me, maybe 35 years, 40 years old. I grabbed him around and he's a black belt in karate. He didn't know how to get somebody from around their neck. When we got like this, and that would be the end of that. Actually, I had a friend that said, you shouldn't dispute that. That makes you look like the toughest cookie we've ever seen. You shouldn't let that go off. But the fact is, it never happened. It was all made up. And that was proven to be made up. It proved to be a false story. And they deleted and destroyed all of that information. Everything else. We're dealing with a corrupt government. We have a corrupt country. Our elections are corrupt. Our borders are open. Our borders are going to be closed very soon. November 5th is going to be the most important day in the history of our country.
I've got a current life.
Now, when I say that, my people always say, do this, because we're fighting for America. DonaldJTrump.com. I hope everybody watching right there, DonaldJTrump.com. So it really makes a difference. They have a lot of money in this. When they get it, nobody knows what they get. For some reason, they get money. But they're not on the side of it. In many ways, I think they hate her. Who on earth can want open borders where people are allowed to pour in from countries unknown, from places unknown, from languages that we haven't even heard of? We have people sitting in schools with languages where very few people have not even heard of this language. It's not like Spanish or French or Russian. Languages unknown. We have people coming from corners of the globe, and many of them are not good people. Many terrorists, record levels of terrorism come into our country. Record. They've never seen anything like it. You know, there was a report that in 2019, I don't believe this, by the way, we did get it, and it was good for me, believe it or not. They said in 2019, there were no terrorists reported that came into our country. I don't believe it. I don't believe that's possible. But they actually, 2019 was a Trump year. I don't believe that can be possible. But they said no terrorists came into our country. So let's say it was close. Let's say it was close. But now record levels of terrorists. Record levels. The highest level we've ever seen of terrorists are poured into our country. You have China, with just in the last few months, 29,000 people came in, and I looked at them on a line. They look like perfect soldiers. They're almost all male, from 19 to 25. It looks like a recruiting exercise. They have beautiful tents. They have propane stoves. They have cell phones. The best you can buy. You say, what's going on? It looks like they're building an army right in our country. Now, we're losing our country. And I really think that this is an event that took place yesterday with this judge. We have conflicted, but he's a perfect
Audience
judge.
resignation.
And you'll understand that. And I say that knowing that it's very dangerous for me to say that. And I don't mind it. Because I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to save our country and to save our country. I don't mind.
Anyway, so Brian came to me, we have breakfast, we had a handshake deal. Do it. So we've been doing that last year. Handshake. I now do this Between the Lines podcast with Scott. Did we just lose? Give me 1 sec here. So I have to, let me unmute. Yeah, give me 1 sec here because I don't want to leave my guy hanging. All right, are they doing? Are they doing questions right now, Mark?
We're going to be
Text me.
independent for the first time ever. And now we're making.
I think they're okay. So we'll let the questions roll, and then whenever you're ready to step away, just send a message in the chat, and then I will transition and put Steve in the corner, and he'll Jimmy Cricket while you go talk to weirdos.
3 years ago. The district board is 72% adopted crime in the last year.
Being sick, and I've got another guy
Because all of their criminals, most of them, and the rest are coming in now. The ones that didn't come in. In Venezuela, their prisons have been emptied into the United States. Their criminals and drug criminals have been taken out of the cities and brought into the United States. And that's true with many other countries. The Congo just released a lot of people from jail. Congo, Africa, just released a lot of people from their prisons and jails and brought them into the United States of America. This is what's happening to our country. It's not sustainable by anyone. Little things like our kids can't have a liberty game anymore because you have fancy of migrants living on the field. That's the least of it. People are taking over our luxury hotels, migrants, and yet our veterans, our lit veterans, are living on the streets. Like dogs are living on the streets. But migrants are living in these luxury hotels in cities all over our country, run by veterans. So it's my honor to be doing this. It really is. It's a very unpleasant thing, to be honest. But it's a great, great honor. I'm going to do what I have to do. What I'm going to do and the support is, and that's why I mentioned the number, $39 million. That's why I mentioned we're up 6 points. And we worked a lot over the last month because everybody showed us a big deal. It's a big draft. But we're going to make America great again. We're going to make it better than ever before. November 5th, remember, November 5th is the most important day in the history of our country. Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. Does not appear he's taking questions, at least not for the podium. If you guys give me just a minute, we'll go out in the street.
Yeah, no questions at all.
I'm sorry, ABC, WABC.
All right, guys, if you can hear me, the press conference just let out. Of course, it was a one-way speech. The president took no questions. We are just outside of Trump Tower, and let me reestablish comm with Steve. Can you hear me? Can you hear the people? Oh, perfect. Yes, it was. I've watched him speak many times in person. I would say the tone of this was actually quite serious, a little less performative, like I've seen at rallies and events. So it was. He seemed very serious, and took almost no notes, just straight from the top, and ad-libbed most of the whole thing. So we. If you want, I can cross the street. I can get amongst the people. We can do some street interviews if that makes sense for any coverage.
I'd be interested in finding out where people were traveling from, if they are from the great state of New York, or if people felt compelled to travel from late notice.
Right. So let's see. I can probably that way. Okay. All right. I actually not even. I don't want to leave this.
You're gonna have to. This is frozen. You can't stay inside.
Inside.
Either stay inside or you go that way.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go down here. All right. That makes it easy, Steve. We will go into the people. So basically, they told me inside or outside, not in front. So that's okay.
As far as media gaggles went, Mark, what was your experience in there with all sources? Was it more crowded than typically?
We're just going to cross the street over here, and then we're going to bring you across, okay?
Right. So it was super packed, extremely packed as far as standing room and getting in there. And once I kind of got set up, that's a situation where you can't move. So we'll check real quick with Paul. We'll do it real quick. All right. So real quick here, we're here with Paul and Gracia, and you heard the speech. Your impression?
Listen, I thought it was a great speech. I think everyone knows that this is a sham trial. I mean, the fact that he got, what did he say, $40 million over 24 hours, the most ever for any politician in the history of America. The American people see right through this. This is an incredible spectacle. I see more Trump supporters out here than I've ever seen right in deep blue Manhattan. So, you know what? I think ultimately this will be to President Trump's political benefit. It's a shame he has to go through this, but the American people see right through this farce of a show trial.
Last one for you. You were live tweeting the whole trial, the verdict watch. It was incredible. It's how I got a lot of my first person. But now that it's over, and now that you can reflect on watching the jury and watching the judge in the trial, what do you think now from what you saw there?
I'm sorry, we got a bunch of losers behind us, but there are far more Trump supporters here than there are these guys. But you know what? I don't know. I kind of expected this verdict. You're dealing with Alvin Bragg. You're dealing with a highly conflicted and crooked judge. So, it's eye-opening. It was shocking a little bit hearing the verdict yesterday, but he's going to do well. He's going to prevail. And, I think he could win New York State at this point. His poll numbers in this state are 5-6 points. I saw in the latest Emerson College poll. So, you know what? He's going to win states in 2024 on November 5th that we were never even thinking of. Just like in 2016 when he won Wisconsin, I could see him winning a New Jersey, Minnesota, maybe even a New York in November.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Okay, Steve, we can talk to some anti-Trump people in this sort of marching chant, this Jody call, or we can go across the street and jump into the Trump crowd.
Well, no, let's get some of the opposition. Maybe find out where they're from, their local Manhattanites.
All right, let me see. Did you travel from far, or are you from New York?
Pardon?
Did you travel far to come here, or are you from New York?
Several blocks.
Okay, so
I live in New York. Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. You live in New York,
Yes.
okay, and you have a guilty sign up, and you're happy. You're a veteran. So
I'm happy I'm a veteran. I have a guilty sign up. I've stuck to my oath of allegiance to defend the Constitution, which Trump refuses to defend and support the Constitution, has broken his oath of office, as have all his constituents in Congress.
do you think this juice is worth the squeeze? In other words, putting a president, finding him guilty on 34 counts of a complex charge. Do you think the juice is worth the squeeze, or will it be bad for America?
I'm sorry, your question is, does he...
Well, I'm asking, is it worth it to catch him in this essentially low crime, and he's a president? Is it worth catching a president off this seemingly low-level crime?
It's a crime. What's the president got to do with committing a crime? If he's president, he commits a crime, he's guilty of the crime. So president has nothing to do with him committing the crime. If you had committed a crime and done the things he did during this trial, you would probably be either in jail or locked up at home with an ankle bracelet.
Well, some people would say, if I were arrested and charged with this crime, the world would keep turning. It wouldn't have a massive impact. But the question is, a president, though.
The president is still guilty of the crime, and of course he's got this huge presence, and he's running for president again. So he's getting much more publicity, and it's much more. Your committing this crime would not affect anyone.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Having done this does affect everyone.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Let me check with another one here, Steve, with this lady here. The impact of this for America. Is it good for America or bad for America? Oh, you just want to do one way, 1A? Just hold the sign up, but you don't want to talk?
I don't want to talk to you.
Why don't you want to talk to me?
Because I'm not interested in talking.
Okay. What's that?
Where are you from? Exposing.
I'm just talking to people. I'm honest straight media. I'm from Philadelphia. Let me see. Okay. So this woman, in the white, I saw her protesting yesterday outside the courthouse. So she is a local here, Steve.
The Manhattan period lockdown. So maybe take a song to be out the opposing view.
Yes, no problem. So let's wait for some safe traffic here.
I would like to see if that veteran is, going to be standing outside the Bob Menendez trial in New Jersey. I mean, I know he's pretty local to New York, but he's guilty and held accountable in decisions on veteran. I'll be anxiously waiting outside Bob Menendez.
Right.
Or maybe even Jamal Bowman. Jamal Bowman's probably one of his representatives. Not.
Yeah, that was a wild situation where he essentially even admitted to disrupting a court proceeding. And where is that?
Tyler Fee, and the district attorney in Washington, D.C. is going to drop all charges in 3 months.
Interesting. He got a pretty good deal for disrupting what he's sworn to do and uphold. That's interesting. That way? Okay. All right, so let me see. They don't want me to stay in the street. So let me try to find some ladies here.
Yeah, I don't know why that
Is this good or bad for America, this conviction?
Horrible.
Well, why is it so bad? Some people say it's good that justice prevailed, and you say?
No justice has prevailed. A crime has been committed by the judge and the jury.
Okay, let's see here. Conviction, good or bad for America?
On est français, nous. On vient voir le spectacle.
Mon français n'est pas bon.
C'est pas grave.
Ce n'est pas bon.
C'est pas grave. My English is bad too.
Merci. Let's see. All right, let's see here. Let's get in here. Trump convicted, good or bad for America? Is this bad? Is this bad that we seen a conviction?
Yes.
Okay, and how so? How's this going to impact America? Okay. People are not too pleased, not willing to talk too much. Let me see. I gotta find some young people.
Right there.
We'll jump into the epicenter.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of American flag or Trump paraphernalia amongst that group. They might just be bystanders trying to get across the street.
Right. This spot, Steve, just outside the tower, right across. We're gonna find some more Trump support over here. Good or bad? Good or bad for America? We have a conviction.
I'm sorry?
I said good or bad for America that we have a conviction?
Very bad. It's terrible for our democracy. Terrible. It's a slap in the face to everybody, whether they voted for Trump or whether they did not.
The large sentiment that I'm talking to everybody is they say he's not above the law. If you did it, you'd be charged, and they say that this is a good thing for the rule of law.
Hillary is not getting convicted for anything. Hunter Biden isn't being convicted for anything. Joe Biden did the same thing that they say Trump did with the classified documents in his garage, in an open garage. He's not being tried or convicted for it. That whole thing, not above the law, is bogus. You got people getting shot in the streets and killed in the streets of New York and being let out the next day by Alvin Bragg. They should be getting the same treatment as Donald Trump, right? But they're not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Maybe we'll go with the impact on the campaign here.
Well, just the conversations people are having, they're saying that he has a chance to win New York or New Jersey, something to that effect. I mean, I'm not as bullish on those prognostications, but I'd be interested to know if people are, if they're local and they're here waving the Trump flag, maybe that's their general sentiment, or maybe somebody who came from a red state to show solidarity.
Right. Let's see. Does this help his campaign or does this hurt his campaign?
It's help his campaign.
It helps?
He's gonna win.
He's gonna win.
Yeah, he's winning already. He won.
Interesting soundtrack with Credence.
Right. This is packed. How you doing? I'll just give you guys a quick visual of the dead center here outside Trump Tower. And of course, this is another media row just to get those shots of both the building and the people. So this guy right here has been a very, very loud and aggressive Trump, quote-unquote, Trump supporter at the press and outside the courthouse for days. And you can see him on many, many footages being the loud, boisterous Trump supporter, and the media is soaking him up because of his sort of aggressive stance. But he's one of the probably 3 MAGA-wearing people outside of the courthouse being aggressive and loud.
Mark, did they shut down that entire block? I mean, Trump Tower is not like in a nowhere zone of Manhattan.
1 second, Steve. I'll try to hear you a little better. Okay, send that message again, Steve.
Do they shut down the entire block? I mean, that's in the heart of Manhattan. Not like it's off the beaten trail there. Is it all
Right.
Is it all shut down just for this press conference?
No. The only part that's actually blocked off is if you look across the street, the sidewalk. The sidewalk right here on Fifth Avenue. That's blocked off. There's still motor vehicle traffic, and there still is foot traffic over here on this side. So you have sort of you have a press pen set up right there, which is sort of in the middle. I think what I'll do is I'll check in with you guys to see how we're doing, but I can climb in there, and it's always better getting interviews when you're on that side of the rack. For some odd reason, people think that you're a different person, and they'll talk to you then. So let me see.
Go back to that Ukraine guy. See if he'll talk. That's a good one. Gray shirt has a Ukrainian flag on it.
Let me backtrack. Okay, I see him. Any specific direction you want me to hit?
I just want to see where maybe where he's from, what his opinion is on this.
Okay. Where are you from, sir? Where are you from?
New York, Manhattan.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay, big Ukrainian supporter, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay, and the situation here, you're holding the guilty sign up. You're very happy, I'm sure.
Turn right a little bit.
I'm glad. I'm happy with the result. Yes.
Okay, how does this impact Ukraine funding?
Oh, I don't think it'll impact Ukraine funding unless, of course, Mike Johnson just goes crazy again. But I mean, it shouldn't.
What do you say when President Trump says, "I've ended all wars. I had no wars, and I can settle the Ukraine war with a phone call"?
He would settle it by giving it back to Putin. That would be his. He's a Putin supporter, and he's I believe a puppet for Putin. So yeah, that's what he would do, in my opinion.
Okay, so it makes sense for you that you want to see President Trump confined, and you don't want to see him back in the White House.
First of all, please don't refer to him as President Trump, because he's not president, and he was, he's not.
Do we not refer to every former president as president?
Well, he should not be. He was an illegitimate president, as far as I'm concerned.
Strike him off the president title.
It's an absolute disgrace to the nation and to democracy in general, to all of our allies in Europe. He's an absolute disgrace.
Last one for you. Impact for America, seeing a former president, I guess in your words, sort of take away his decorum and charge him and convict him and have him guilty. The impact for the United States. Is this a black eye?
I mean, he's been convicted. I believe, like any other citizen, he should be in prison for what he did, if any other person would be. I mean, you can see what he's trying to do. He doesn't believe in...
But the question is, any other person doesn't have the same impact as a former president. It's sort of imagery, right? So that's my question: is the juice worth the squeeze in locking up a former president?
In his case, he wants to overthrow the entire nation. He wants to overthrow the government and dismantle the government.
So it's necessary for safety.
Necessary, absolutely.
Thank you for your time.
Sure, take care.
Già troppa frociaggine.
All right. There you have it. It's necessary.
Necessary for the guy who got on the helicopter and left White House because he's gonna take over the country.
Right. So let me see here. Let me check in with you guys on the messages.
Is it pretty civil there amongst the different factions, or has there been any sort of?
Yes. It's quite clear. Like you said, if you go primarily outside is pro-Trump people, and this sort of anti-Trump crowd are. I've noticed, other than that gentleman, mostly isolated to the corners. And then what you have right here is the general population just moving about the city. Okay, and in New York, when you set up a crowd, and the crowd brings more crowds. So I'm sure the majority of these people were passing by and now have joined the crowd. Am I right?
I've been here all day.
You've been here all day? Okay, so you're here all day. Why are you here?
Support my president, the
Okay.
47th president.
So I just spoke with a guy, and he said it's necessary to lock him up because he's a danger and he's going to take over the country. You say?
He's the kind of people that are ruining this country.
Turn to the right a little bit.
This guy's wrong. President Trump is no threat.
No, the people like this guy over here, that guy right there, they're the kind of people who need to wake up and see what's really going on in this country.
Okay, where are you from, sir?
Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay, you going to go to the Menendez trial?
No.
Okay. all right. What's that, sir?
Menendez is here. His trial's downtown.
He's being tried up here. Right. Okay. Well, I asked him if he was going to the trial.
I used to live in Jersey as well. And now I live in New York.
Okay, you going to the trial?
Get closer.
I was downtown, and there was not much of a crowd there. Now there's more crowd. More crowd together than we saw for the last 6 weeks. But he comes from Trenton. I come from New York. I know Trump for 35 years. I know Giuliani. I know all of them.
Did you ever meet him? Good experience or bad?
He's got the weakest handshake I've ever. Seriously, the weakest handshake you ever saw. I mean, you know what I'm talking about, right? You would take a guy's hand. It was in a breakfast with him.
Okay, all right. This guy says Trump has a weak handshake, and you say?
That's right. Well, look at him.
Maybe it's too sweaty.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I'm going to say some bad things.
Okay.
Give this guy a fist
He
bump.
wants to give his job. You on the job? You on the job or? Okay, close. Yeah, he's on. Okay. All right. Let's see. Well, let's see.
How tall is that lady?
All right. Well, how tall is? She's pretty tall. Let me see. Trump convicted. Good or bad?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm not from here.
Okay. Where are you from?
Germany.
Germany.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys ever have any former presidents or chancellors or whatever you call them over there charged with crimes?
Probably, yeah. Probably. I'm not sure.
How does it look as a foreigner looking at this debacle?
So that's one last one for you. Easy one. Is it your first time in America? Okay. Second time. Second time. What is it like seeing something like this as a foreigner?
Well, it's a lot because in Germany there's not that much trouble going on when something like this happens. But it's crazy.
Okay. Thanks for your time. Enjoy your time in America.
No history of trouble going on in Germany.
Right. So.
Perfect.
Let's see, guys.
Have you seen anybody
Looks
that
like
looks
it's
suspicious, Mark? Like, one of these Antifa types that might be trying to rile folks up?
So, no, not like that. But what's interesting, and I talked about this all yesterday in some spaces and things like that, is the quote-unquote, pro-Trump area, the pro-Trump protest pen. As of, Wednesday by noon, any connected Trump people, any Trump influencers, anybody with any pulse on politics or social demeanor was out of that area. And what was left was a few English second language speakers.
Boobs.
And also some, and also 2 or 3 sort of content creating activists. And they were the ones that were involved in the minor altercations. Those are the ones involved in flashing their breast, ripping up signs, committing low-level offenses directly in the presence of massive media. And they soaked it up and they reported it and they described them as Trump supporters. Now, far be it from me to determine who is and who isn't a Trump supporter, but they're wearing the MAGA attire. But I would just have to say, I described it as sort of a casting call for circus performers, because that's all that it was. That's all that was left, that and media. And it just wasn't anything similar to a Trump rally, to a Trump speech, to anything involving Trump. And I just thought that's pretty significant because I've been to many of those events. And outside the courthouse, it was nothing like that.
Let's go to Uptown.
So I wouldn't say... Let's see.
To your right.
You what? Yeah, let's go. Yep, we can go over there. So no direct Antifa or anything like that, but I do question the intent of the few MAGA wearers that were sort of riling up the crowds and getting involved in low-level criminal offenses yesterday. And like I said, I pointed the one guy out. If I see him again, I'll point him out again. All right, we got a little. Okay, and here he is. This is exactly what we just talked about. Here he is with police. And again. We'll get in here.
Free speech is important. It's right, and you just assaulted me.
Come on. No.
You just touched me again.
Come on. Relax. If you want me to throw you out.
I want my hat back.
That's all I want.
Don't worry, it's all on camera. It's all on camera.
Don't mess with all the other people.
I'm relaxed. Bro, I just want my hat back.
I get it. If you want to see some videos, that's fine.
Why do you let them intermingle with the Trump supporters? Why do you let them intermingle with the Trump supporters? They won World War III. Black people? What did he just say about black people? What did he just say about black people?
They're doing wonderful with him these days.
Let's go. You look like Abraham Lincoln. Let's go. You spit on me. That'd be great. Don't waste your time. Hey.
You all right?
I want my hat back. He ripped it off my
Like I said, this is the gentleman. He's been here along with this woman, actually. And when I say here, I mean in New York City.
Yeah, what does he mean by the
But,
flag?
like I
That's good
said,
commentary. A lot
the
upside
flag's
down.
upside down, and why is that?
Yeah, a lot on social media. What does it mean?
It's distress. We're a country in distress right now. After what they did to Trump, if they could do it to President Trump, they could do it to all of us. So we're a country in distress.
How does she feel about them going after Alito? How does she feel about them going after Justice Alito for the same flag?
How do you feel about them going after Justice Alito? His wife hung the flag upside down in her yard, and the left is they want him off the Supreme Court because of it. You say?
Yeah, anything the left doesn't like that we do is all of a sudden a problem. But when they do something, it's not a problem.
Who's we?
So BLM, the riots, all the BS, it was okay. But when we do something, it's not okay. Anything you don't agree with, it's not okay.
You got it back.
Perfect.
When she says we, who does she mean?
The hat has been restored. Now we just got to restore the fucking republic.
Ask him, what does he do for a living, if anything?
What do you do for a living?
I live. No, I'm an artist. I drive a truck. I'm a musician.
Yep.
I'm an actor. Anything you tell me to do, I'll do for money.
Blue collar.
As long as it's legal.
Blue collar, white collar, no collar.
Okay, so you're a blue collar worker, and you're taking, I'm assuming, time off to be out here.
Yes, sir. My heavy season is in the winter, and I'm lightened up for the summer, so I took as much time as I possibly could to be here because I need to get this guy elected president. The city's fucking nuts. And these Democrats have lost their ever-loving minds. Quote Byron Donalds.
We'll catch up with you, I'm sure.
Glad he got it.
So, like I said, he is around, and he will be around. And conflict is always near him.
Well, he did say he will do anything for money.
Right, he did. So this is he's one of
Is that Kevin Sorbo?
Say about the yeah. So this guy is he is one of the two major sort of media attention grabbers that has been outside the trial at least all this week.
Did that guy have a hard hat on?
The guy just walked by pushing the bicycle.
No, the guy with the hard hat that was filming.
Guy in the corner. Yeah. Yes, he has a hard hat on. Where are you from, sir? New York or what? Are you just here for work?
Yeah, New Yorker. Yeah, I live in the Bronx. I'm working here. Yes.
Okay. So you're a blue collar guy, and Trump was convicted, and you say?
Say that again?
I said Trump's convicted, and you say what?
I don't know. He got to pay whatever he got to pay. He got to pay. He's a person who works regular like you and me. So the law is for everyone.
Sure. But the question is the impact. If you and me get arrested and charged with a 4th-degree crime, nobody even knows or cares, right? That's justice. The wheels turn. But to a president, wouldn't you think there's a little bit of an impact as far as the nation? We arrest the president?
Yes, it's going to be an impact because, he's a candidate right now, So as a candidate, nobody wants him to go to jail because they think he's going to be the next president. You understand? So that's the thing. If he go to jail, it's like they say it's going to be injustice. But he's a regular person like you and me. He's supposed to go to jail.
Last one for you. Will this help him or hurt him get back in the White House?
Huh?
I said, last question. Will it help him or hurt him with his campaign?
Oh, I think it want to hurt him with the campaign, yeah.
Are you going to vote for him?
No, I don't want to vote. No.
Not going to vote at all or not for him?
No, I don't think so. No.
Are you eligible to vote?
Yeah, I can vote, but I don't want to vote.
Okay, man. Thanks for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.
I want to know what people like that, what would get them off the sideline.
I think
that is
his citizenship might be in question there. He didn't. And he said he can vote. He didn't say it was in this country though.
Right. And as you know, in New York City, non-citizens can vote in local elections. At least I believe so. I don't know where that's at in the judicial process, but that at least was that was a major issue nationally. Was these cities like New York, and some places in California, they start out with those, they call them local elections, and then they go from there. So this guy was also outside the courthouse. The guy on the phone. It caused a little bit of stir at the time, but there's a guy moving a bicycle rack. I'm not sure why.
That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working for anybody, such as the city. But people are giving him the space.
There's a bad history of bike racks getting moved. So I would caution people away from that.
That is true. In fact, yes, we can do that. Just give me the time and I'll set up and give you sort of conclusion. Okay, we'll do one more patrol down the street, see if anything pops up.
Oh, I want green hat. There. He looks like he's loud and proud.
Okay, we now have the.
Let's go, Brandon. Hiding, hear the voice of the people chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." You pat your pockets and build a smack broke body crime family needs to hang from a rope. Let's go, Brandon. Come out and hiding, hear the voice of the people chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." You pat your pockets and build a smack broke. You're a Florida clown and a sorry ass joke. Gotta know the Cliff Bassett and the White House almost every word that comes up out of his mouth.
Nice shot.
Sniff little kids, got a crack-ass son, spent his life in office, never got shit done. 46 presidents and he's the worst. Like to see young Joe rolled off in a hearse. A political hack, a puppet on strings, the retard in charge of the West Wing. Let's go, Brandon.
judge, a Soros-paid jury, and a Soros-paid
So I'll jump in here and set it up and wrap it up.
See how they kind of separated? Yeah, I wonder how 50 people did. They all get paid. I bet you Bloomberg throw them a few dollars. You're not standing for free over there. You know that Columbia stuff when it's in college, when they're rampaging about
Thanks, You want to help me? You look young, right? Put the camera on. Help me out. Thank you. Thank you. It's on you? All right, make sure it doesn't blow over. Ready? All right, so I've deputized some citizens. All right, can you guys see me?
Yep, good shot.
Okay. Okay, awesome. She wants me over. How about that?
No, other way.
Okay. How about that?
Yeah.
You guys can move it. Yep. Let's see. Okay. All right. So, thanks for watching, guys. Right, Kyle and of course Steve Friend. I appreciate what you guys did for me putting up the platform. We got the thoughts. We got the reactions. We also covered President Trump right there behind me in his post-conviction sort of press conference. And that is pretty much it as far as the live coverage. We will bring you more. I want to say, of course, thank you all the viewers, everybody in sort of the Kyle Seraphin fan club. Very, very cool people. They have no problem with the First Amendment, so I appreciate you guys. And also just a shout out to my affiliate partner, Liberty Cigars, okay, libertycigars.com, and use code TT47. You can support me and my work that way. And also my Venmo is at MarkNalton9, same as PayPal, which is the same as my account on X. So with that, guys, I appreciate it. Anything else?
No, Mark, thanks for going into the belly of the beast and bringing it out to us. It's always great to have a first-hand perspective here, and you were braving elements there that, I don't know, I wouldn't want to get bit on a city street by a New Yorker. So keep it up, brother. We'll be in touch. And have a good weekend.
Thank you, guys.
Throw it.
Not President Trump in a convoy here, but it is one excellent example of President Trump and a convoy in his Cadillac leaving. Everybody's cheering. They all believe it's real. I was surprised that he was in that vehicle, and then I saw this one, and then it all made sense very quickly for me that is not the Secret Service. But wow, was that a really good fake? So, to the casual observer, they saw President Trump.
All right. Thanks, folks. We're going to shut it down.
Yeah.